Hi there, my name is Catherine Kelly in case you haven't seen any of my videos before. Today I'm here to talk about my May favorites. I've got some new products and some products that are a little bit older, but I wanted to go ahead and share some products I've really been loving and using a lot throughout the past month. If you like this video or any other video you've seen on my channel, I would love it if you subscribed, but let's jump into my May favorites. Okay, to start off, I actually have two eyeshadow palettes. The first one is one of these new Wet n Wild palettes that they came out with, and this is the one called Not a Basic Peach. If we go ahead and open it up, this is what it looks like. So basically it comes with a range of mattes and shimmers, which is a new thing really that Wet n Wild has been doing. They didn't have a whole lot of like matte transition shades in their old palettes. So yeah, you've got this first one up here and then this more dark one here. This orange is also stunning and matte as well, and then you have a matte brown down there in the corner. I've been using this a lot throughout the month because as we move into summer, I've been doing like a lot more like orangey corally looks, which I've really been enjoying, and I do use this palette a lot for that. My favorite shade in the entire palette is this second one down in the second column over here. And it's just because of like the shimmer and shine that that shade gives. You wouldn't really expect to get that much payoff from a drugstore shadow, but this really surprised me and I've been really happy with it. I believe you can get this at the drugstore in Canada for like $6.99. So for 10 eyeshadows, that's a pretty good deal. And I don't really find that any of the shadows in this palette are like bad quality or anything. There are some that are amazing, but all of them are pretty good quality. Okay, so the next one I have hasn't come out recently, but it's the Milani Everyday Eyes Vital Brights. Just seems to be a lot of brighter shades. So the reason I bought this was for this blue shade. That's what really stood out to me. But all of the colors are really, really gorgeous. I used this green the other day. Actually, I believe it was in my last video. The green is what's on my eyes. But the pigmentation and quality on these is also stunning. If I'll go ahead and swatch this blue shade for you, and even just on my finger, that's what it looks like. And if we swatch it right there like that. Like for a drugstore shadow, actually just for any shadow, that is a really good quality, but the fact that you can get it for like $11 in a palette of other eyeshadows at the drugstore is pretty impressive to me. I've also really been enjoying this peach shade, so I'll swatch that for you too. And it comes out a little bit pinker on the skin, but as you can see, that just has some really nice shine too. So I also really like wearing this on the lid with that Wet n Wild peach palette. Okay, staying with the eyes, I do have a mascara to mention. This is the Covergirl Professional 3-in-1 Mascara. And ever since Covergirl has started like rebranding and repackaging all their stuff, I'm not sure if this is a new mascara that they have or if it's just an older one that they've repackaged. But I have it in the shade Very Black, and I'll show you what the wand looks like. It's your standard like brush wand, and it doesn't really have any sort of like uniqueness about the brush or anything, but I've surprisingly really been liking this. When I first bought it, I really didn't like it. I didn't feel like it did anything for my lashes. Like I felt like it made them a little bit longer, but it didn't give any volume or anything like that. And then one day I used this on my lower lashes and I have been obsessed with it. For the whole month of May, I haven't used anything else on my bottom lashes besides this Covergirl 3-in-1. I don't find that it flakes. I find that it's a small enough brush to get under your lower lashes, and I find that it really lengthens them. I don't have very much going on my lower lashes, so it is nice to get a little bit of extra length. I've also used it a couple of times sort of as like a primer for my upper lashes, and it seems to work really well with that too. I would absolutely have to put another mascara on top of it if I used it on my top lashes, but for your lower lashes, this is absolutely amazing. My next product I have mentioned recently, but this is the NYX Eyebrow Gel, and I have been using this non-stop since I got it. I probably only got it maybe in like the second week of May, but I haven't used anything else on my brows since I got it. I find that this is like the brow product I've been looking for a really long time. I've been having a little bit of trouble with my brows lately, and the fact that any product I use, I can't get it to kind of work out the way that I want it. I find that sometimes it doesn't like go as pigmented in areas that I want it, but this I find has pigmentation no matter how much you have on your brush. So I will warn, if you put too much on your brush, your brows are gonna look like terrifying and like basically like permanent marker. But just wipe your brush off a little bit on your hand first, and then you get these really thin lines that aren't like transparent or anything like that. And I find that it's been really working out for my brows, and I've really been liking it. And the littlest bit of product goes the longest way. So this is like 0.34 fluid ounces, but I think this is going to last me like such. Okay, I do have one lip product to mention. This is the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Prisma Glow Lip Gloss. And this one is in the shade Smile Sparkle Shine. I'm not a huge lip gloss person. I don't wear lip gloss a whole lot, and honestly the only lip gloss I have that I really like is Buxom White Russian, but I have been really liking this. So basically this kind of gives like one of those lip topper effects, and I will swatch it for you. But when you put it on, it's like a pretty pink color, but you get that kind of like reflection and duochromatic look, which I've really been liking. So I am wearing a little bit of it today on the center of the lips, and that's how I've really been liking wearing this product, is just taking a little tiny bit on the center of my bottom lip and just like around the cupid's bow on the top lip, and then rubbing my lips together, and I find that it really gives me the effect that I want. I don't find that it's a super sticky gloss. I'm not sure what it would be like if you put it all over your lips, but just by dotting a little bit in the center, your lips like don't stick together or anything like that. I don't find that my like hair gets caught in it either, so that's why I've been loving this one. Okay, now I have two contouring products. This month I've been really into cream contouring. I used to only kind of do it on more like fancy occasions or like special events or that sort of thing. But in May, I started doing it more and more. And to cream contour, my favorite product to use lately is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Medium Bisque. This is the tone of it. See, it's a little bit more of like a cool tone, but it's not super dark or anything like that. And the reason I've been loving this is because of the brush applicator. So this allows me to get a pretty precise application of my cream contour. So normally I'll put it just below my cheekbones where I normally contour, but I've also been loving this to cream contour my nose. Normally, I only ever cream contour my nose. I don't do like powder on top of it or anything like that. But this, I find it is so easy to get like two perfectly straight lines that aren't very thick on each side of your nose. The shade also works really well personally for me. So if you have a similar skin tone to me, I would recommend Medium Bisque. And it just blends out really seamlessly. I find that I don't have to worry about how it's going to blend out. Like, even if I applied a little bit too much, it will blend out pretty seamlessly. And then I'll normally just carve it out with some translucent powder underneath my cheekbones. And then to powder contour, we're going back to an oldie but a goodie. I've been using this for a very long time. It's the Wet n Wild Megaglo contouring palette. And as you can see, mine is really worse for wear. The top like is broken on it, and I've used up all the yellow shade. But this month I have fallen back in love with this contour shade. The powder is really, really soft, and as you can see, it's just a really great tone for contouring. So I don't do like a really precise powder contour. I will just take like a more like fluffy brush, but that's still thin, and just carve out my cheekbones a little bit, and then turn my brush sideways to do a little bit of like a bronzing thing as well. And through May, I really haven't been able to put this down, so it was kind of a pleasant surprise when I used it again at the beginning of the month. I think I had forgotten about it a little bit, but I've really been into it, and I think again it's like $5.99 at the drugstore, so you can't really beat that. Okay, last but not least, I have and this is the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer Water Spray. So I recently saw this at the drugstore, and I obviously thought of the Smashbox Primer Water, so I wanted to buy it and see if it was similar. And I have in the past bought a couple of bottles of the Smashbox Primer Water, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. I don't find that I notice a super big difference when I use it, so it is a nice thing to have, but I don't buy it all the time. But this I've actually really been liking. I find that it makes the skin a little bit bit more hydrated before you apply your makeup. And if you spray it kind of like on top of your makeup or like midway through your makeup, it also kind of just gives your skin a more like, I don't want to say glowy, but like it kind of detensifies the matte look of your face, which I also really like. Okay, so those are the products I've been loving throughout May. I just realized that they're actually all drugstore, so I think that's pretty great too. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Sunday and Wednesday. I want to thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!